Hi guys, it's Christian Girl. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am here at the hospital. I'm at San Diego's Rady's Children's Hospital. And if you guys have seen my videos, you know why I'm here. I've been putting off talking about it because it's been hard, but I think it's time that I say what happened. Mainly because I have so much footage in my phone that I need to get rid of, so I need to finish this video. So I guess it's time that I talk about what happened. Let me go back to the very beginning. After the surgery of the last video I made, they sent us home after 3 days of his surgery, even though the doctor had said, I want him to go home after a day where he doesn't vomit or anything. If he can go a whole day without vomiting, he can go home. That morning that they released us, he had vomited after breakfast. And even though I said this to the nurses and stuff, they still sent us home. And we were home, but Noah kept vomiting, not every single day, but once in a while he would vomit. And he was pale. He had circles under his eyes. He was always tired. And he didn't want to use a tablet. He didn't want to do anything, which I thought was weird, you know? And he just wasn't himself. He was very tired, very moody, and just didn't really want to do anything but lay there. And I know my son. I'm with him every single day, all day. I mean, right now, watching him is my job. So I insisted that he wasn't himself. I kept telling my husband, I kept telling people that he seemed okay, but he didn't seem like himself. So we took him into the doctor to the neurologist, and I told them, because his doctor wasn't there, his Dr. Meltzer, which he is amazing. He's an amazing doctor. But anyways, Dr. Meltzer wasn't there, so his people saw my son, and I insisted, I told them, something's not right. He's not acting like himself. So they checked his eyes, they watched him play, you know, and they said, well, he seems fine. You know, if there's any vomiting, if there's any fevers, if he becomes lethargic, then give us a call. And I insisted, you don't understand, he's not being himself. You know, there's something wrong, I know it. But they sent us home, and April 25th, I went to rehearse for a play, and I took Noah with me. And he was acting fine. I mean, fine, which was a new normal for him, which is to just pretty much sit there quiet. And then when we were leaving the rehearsal, he said, I want some tacos from Jack in the Box. So, you know, I pulled over to... So I went to Jack in the Box, got him his tacos, we went home, and as soon as we got home, he vomited, which I found it odd because he hadn't had anything to eat in a few hours. So he started saying he didn't feel good and he didn't eat. He just laid there. And then we cleaned him up and we laid him down, we said our prayers, and we went to bed. The taco stayed on the kitchen table. The next day, April 26th, the alarm didn't go off for my son to go to school, my older son. And the dog was kind of licking me, but I kept ignoring her. But she insisted so much that she woke my husband and I up. And he said, hey, what time is it? And I grabbed my phone and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's 8 o'clock, hurry. And we both jumped out of bed. And I look over at Noah, and, you know, I saw him laying there. My husband says that he sat up. I don't remember that. I must have walked out. But we were in such a hurry to get our son Emiliano ready for school. My husband got his clothes ready. I brushed his hair. I brushed his teeth. We gave him cereal, you know, and I went to the room to grab something, and I saw him, and his eyes were open. So I said, come on, Noah, let's go. The thing is, Noah is a very moody kid in the mornings. So I just kind of let him I just give him his space, you know, and I figured, okay, he just wants to lay there. I kind of saw him like just laying there looking to the side, and I just thought, okay, I'm gonna give him a few minutes. My son and my husband left to school. I went to the bathroom, I brushed my teeth, combed my hair, and I went back to the room, and I found it odd that Noah hadn't gotten up yet, because he always, after he's ready, he gets up and he goes to the living room to watch cartoons. But he stayed in the room, and I was kind of finding something to wear, and I said, "Come on, Noah, it's time to get up now." But he was kind of just laying there, and I looked at him, and he had his hand like this, and his eyes were to the side. So he was laying flat on his back, and he was like this. And something felt weird, you know? But I thought maybe he's just looking to the side, and I said, "Okay, Noah, can you please look at me?" And he wouldn't look at me. And I said, "Noah, please look at me." And he wouldn't look at me. And then I grabbed my phone and I said, "Look at me or I'm gonna call the police." And he wouldn't look at me, so I quickly I put on whatever I found. I put it on, and I thought, "Oh my goodness, Noah's dead." I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're listening to the story, we all have, well, I would have done this or I would have done that. But at the time, it's just, I thought those are the thoughts that came in my head. I thought, oh my God, he's dead. So I ran to his side of the bed and I sat next to him. And even though I sat next to him, he continued to be like this. That's how he was. And I put my hand on his body, on his chest, and I could feel that his rib cage was sucked in, like his stomach was sucked in, and he was breathing. I heard like, you know, I heard that noise coming out of him, but doesn't matter how many times I called him, his eyes were stuck to this side, and his hand was like this. And I just started freaking out, and I called my husband, because he had left not too long ago, and I told him, "Hey, I think Noah's having a seizure. Please come back. I'm gonna call the ambulance." And but I heard the panic in his voice right away, and I didn't move Noah because I didn't want to hurt him. I just stayed there next to him on the bed, and my husband, you know, he got there very fast, and from what he told me is that he passed red lights and he just flew, you know. And he told my son, he's like, "Hey, don't get scared, but I have to run to get your brother. Just follow behind me, okay?" And I guess my husband just got out of the car and ran, and my son was scared, so he was crying. And when I heard my husband walk in the house, I could hear my son crying, and my husband, he got next to me and he grabbed Noah. He picked up Noah, and Noah was stiff. His eyes were still to the side, and his hand was like stuck. And when he picked him up, I just started crying. I started freaking out because I thought seizures were where they shake, you know, like where they shake violently. But Noah wasn't shaking. He was the opposite. He was stiff, like his arms seemed stuck that way, and I was freaking out. I didn't call the ambulance because I thought by the time they get here, something could happen to Noah. Let's just take him to the hospital. So my husband, he had him in his arms. We ran out of the house. We got in the car. I sat back in the back seat next to Noah, and he was just like this, you know, with his eyes to the side. And I said, "Noah, look at me, please." And he wouldn't. He was not responding. He was not moving. He was not talking. He was just kind of like twitching, like, you know. It was like we were living in a nightmare. I started praying. I couldn't even think of what to say. I was just calling on the name of Jesus. I was just asking Jesus to save him, to help us. And it was 8 in the morning. So when we pulled out of the driveway, and I said, Noah, look at me. And he was like this. He was like this. And then he looked at me, and he was just like, but when he looked at me, there was nothing there. Like, I could tell. It was weird because he looked at me, but he started moving his mouth like that, and true fear just started filling my heart. And then I thought, it's 8 in the morning, traffic right now is gonna be insane, I'm just gonna call an ambulance. So I called 911, and I told them what was happening, and they said, stop driving, park wherever you're at, we'll be right there. And I just the way Noah was looking at me was really scaring me. So I got out of the car because I felt like I was gonna throw up, and my husband started talking to him, but he was not responding. And I called my pastor, I called my mom, I called everybody, but nobody answered the phone until my sister answered. And I told her what happened, and I told her, please call everyone, start a prayer chain right now. And then when the ambulance got there, they grabbed him, and they said that his left side was not responding. So they picked him up with the car seat, and they put him in the car. On the way to the hospital, I kept seeing that image of him in my head. The way his eyes were rolled to the side, the way his hand was stuck. I couldn't get it out of my head. So every time I would think about it, I would cry again. And then it just hit me, like, it just got me thinking, what if he had a seizure at night and we didn't hear him or see him, and now there's serious consequences. He looked so bad, and he was non-responsive for a while, a long time. So I just thought the worst. And what I thought in my head is that he must have had a seizure at night, and we didn't see him, so that caused him to, I don't know, maybe be brain dead or something. I don't know, because he wasn't moving. So it's just what I thought. So I kept thinking that when the ambulance took him, the last I saw of Noah was that he was twitching and not responding to anything. That's the last image I had of him. And it's about 20 minutes from my home to the hospital, so the whole way I was crying my eyes out, and I was praying, but I was yelling. I was pleading with God, asking him to please not take my son away, to please not let him be affected mentally. I was begging God with everything I had. I promised him that if he saved him, I would never ask for anything ever again. I asked for forgiveness on every single thing I've ever done. I asked God to forgive me in every way, and I begged him, please don't take Noah. And I mean, the way I'm saying it does not compare to how I was in that car that morning, just pleading with God, yelling at the top of my lungs in the car, speaking in tongues at the top of my lungs, just please God, and just calling on the name of Jesus to save my son. And pretty much I was bargaining with God, begging him, using everything I can think of to plead for my son's life. It was the most terrifying moment of my life, not knowing what was going to happen with Noah. I never want to go through that again. Ever. Ever. I rushed to the hospital, and when I got here, he was in trauma. And when I looked at him, he still looked the same. He wasn't moving, he wasn't responding, and he was actually, when I got there, he was actually having another seizure. And it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. So then Dr. Meltzer comes in and he says that they're gonna have to do an emergency surgery because it seems like his head got full of liquid, and it was getting infected. The bone that they had placed was getting infected. So when we kissed him goodbye, because they were gonna take him for an MRI, he was still not responding. He was still very stiff, and they took him in, and it was about 3 hours. The surgery was about 3 hours. I guess what happened is that they took out the bone that they had placed in to cover the small soft spot. So it went from covering a small soft spot to having no bone at all. We're watching the roast on the Comedy Channel, and it came at a good time because it'll help us laugh a little. What? What's wrong? Noah, this is you. I just want you to know that Daddy and I never left you. We've always been here, singing you lullabies, putting the Coco soundtrack. We love you so much. I'll let you sleep.
Spank him. Spank him. Woo! Woo! Wanna go shake your butt to the doctors? Bye, Elbow.
What about Daddy? Should he shake his butt?
Should you shake his butt on me?
I need coffee. I'm so tired. What just happened?
They had to put Noah to sleep again for a post-operation MRI, just to check if the swelling is down.
We're keeping our fingers crossed that the swelling's down. Someone's waking up from his nap. Hi.
Tell mommy what you want.
You want candy, huh? Well, how about we start with some water? No. You're silly. You got a candy right now.
I wonder if you can have popsicles.
You could ask. I know. Oh, I fall on the bus. Oh. Oh, yes.
Back my back.
So we're in day 2, or our first official day 1. And he's doing better. Hi.
Yeah, the historical, like historical.
With the hair at the wig.
Nino's giving you a popsicle?
Y luego ya olvidaron una.
My brother came to visit us. We're just hanging out. They just gave Noah some morphine. And he's asleep. So we're just hanging out.
Fancy one?
My family's here. Hey guys.
What's up, girl?
They came to bring me and Julian taco shop. And to visit Noah.
And a donut for Noah.
Oh, and they brought a donut for Noah because he wanted a donut. But he was tragically disappointed because he didn't get sprinkles. Whose fault is it, the Achilles?
No, I wouldn't. It's a defense mechanism. Actually, lots of lizards have it. So, you get a diet here or you want to ride us to town? Yes, please. Today's Wednesday.
It's 4 in the morning, and me and Noah are watching Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And right now he has a fever, but they're controlling it. Are you okay? He's been sleeping. We're supposed to take 3-hour turns, but I'm not tired. I'm praying. I was praying, and now I'm watching a movie with Noah. Daddy needs rest, huh? So our church has been sending us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're so sweet. What are you eating today? What are we eating?
Chorizo for breakfast.
Yum. And Noah's resting. If they're watching TV. It's Saturday, April 20-something, I don't know. And it's about 7 in the morning. We've been here 3 days now. So, Noah had a fever pretty much the whole night. And they're kind of worried that the infection in his brain might be back. So he will be having another MRI today. He had one the day we got here. He had one yesterday, and he's gonna have one today. Because yesterday's MRI showed that he still had swelling in his brain. And they're just a little concerned that his fever doesn't go away. But he's stable, he's okay. What's wrong? This is for you when you grow up so you could see it. Say hi, adult Noah. It's okay, babe. I know. He's hungry, but he can't eat because they're gonna put him under, so they don't want to risk it.
He's been craving this donut for like 3 days now.
Oh, that's perfect then. You enjoy your donut, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you guys need anything, let me.
We're getting ready to go to our new room. I know it.
Yeah.
Safe travels.
It is open.
In this game, that's the most important thing, huh?
Sorry.
So yeah, you can take that one. The other side, you can have whatever you want.
Just had a donut.
Oh, yeah, I heard, yep. He's been waiting, I heard, that's the, hey, every kid's dream, wake up and have a donut
It's true.
for chocolate. The last little boy in this bed, he.
Lo que le tiró esta, según mi hija, toda basura.
I just came to the, I guess, coffee room or something to get some coffee. And just to get a little bit of a break. Julian and Noah are watching TV together. It was it's been a rough day. But he had a fever most of the night, and which is not good, because the whole reason this happened was because he had an infection in his brain. He's okay. He's been eating. He smiles. He talks to us fine. He seems okay, but for some reason the swelling hasn't gone down, and he keeps getting a fever, which is, you know, when they touch his arm, he just freaks out and he's in so much pain. So for him to cry over it, I know he's in pain. And they kept telling us that it was irritated from so much medication coming in through the vein. So they took it out. They took out the IV, and because he still has a fever, because his swelling hasn't gone down, they have to put it back on. So I said, you know, at least take it from that arm, because his veins irritated, put it in a different arm. So, I mean, he was just freaking out. Like, usually he doesn't cry when they draw blood, but he was hysterical. He was telling the nurse, you know, just please don't touch me anymore. And then he told Dad and he said, please pray for me because I'm scared. And that just broke my heart, you know, because he's crying and we're there, we're holding his hands, we're praying for him, but he's like clenching his teeth. He's rubbing his knees together from pain. Like, as a parent, it's hard to see. I wish I could take his pain away. But you know what? My son's so strong. He really is. I mean, I know we all think this about our kids, but honestly, he's 4 years old and he has had 4 surgeries already. And they haven't been small surgeries. They've been pretty, you know, serious surgeries. And he has done so good in each and every one of them. You know, he's a very strong kid, and he seriously motivates me and inspires me to keep going. So I keep seeing pictures of him before all this, and I miss my son. I miss his smile, I miss his laugh, I miss him looking pudgy. I can't wait to go back to our normal lives, and yet I know it won't be normal. I don't want to ask God why, because I have no reason to. I have no right to ask God why. But it just, all I want is for my son to be happy. And I just feel drained. Not that I'm sleepy or tired, but I mean, I am, but I just feel emotionally beat. Like I feel the need to cry here, but nothing comes out. I just feel like I'm too tired to cry. And then it's like, what is crying gonna solve? It doesn't solve anything. Well, I guess I better get back to the room. Bye. Go.
1.
Thank you for counting. Thank you for counting, baby. Now I know how many cars you have. And do you want to tell everyone why you got those cars?
Because I was brave.
He got those cars because he was so brave. They let him put an IV on him. And because he was so brave, he got a prize. Huh? Can I get a thumbs up for being so brave? Thumbs up. You're like, leave me alone, Mom. So Uber Eats just brought us some Denny's for breakfast. Thank you to the sister Aurora for breakfast. We appreciate it. Hi, Julian.
Thank you very much.
So I went home to shower and change and just pick up a little bit. Also, our dog is alone, so I played with her for a little bit. I took her out, but I have to say it was really sad to be home. I thought I would feel better if I got out and went home, but it's sad. And I text my husband, and he said he felt the same way yesterday when he came. It's weird because like everything happened so fast. You know, we went to bed, we woke up to this, you know. So to go home and see the milk is still out, because I served my older son cereal. The milk was still out. The way Noah's bed was when my husband picked him up, the blankets fell. Like everything's still the same as it was when it happened. So I can't wait to be back home with all of us there. You know, Noah, Emiliano, my husband, myself, and our dog, just back to our normal lives. And I hope that's soon. So I'll talk to you guys later. We were given the okay to take him to the garden. Yeah, Nana's here, Grandma's here, his brother's here. Can I get a wave? Oh wait, you can't.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Say thank you.
He gets shy.
He hates attention, like.
I'm gonna do afternoon.
So Noah got a gift basket from our friends with this balloon that says "Feel better," And it has this frame, which is so appropriate for what we've been going through. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. I love this verse. And then some waters, Play-Doh, which he loves, cookies, tea. I love tea. Some coffee, Rice Krispies. Thanks, guys. Now that our visitors are gone, we're just hanging out. Just getting ready to end our day and just go to bed. Today was a good day. Today was a way better day than yesterday. It just makes a huge difference when people come visit. And we were just talking. We talked for like 3 hours. And honestly, it's the first time that I've been in, my spirits are this high, you know. I feel really good. What did he say? Hi. Hi. He says hi. Can you wave? Hi. Hi. He has a little fever, which it's not really good because he shouldn't be having a fever anymore. And obviously, they don't know why he has a fever, but we're here. Best place he could be is at the hospital. So I'm not leaving till he goes at least 2 days without a fever. So we'll see. Good night, guys.
What you doing?
I'm only this happy when I'm eating. I'm having dinner. Thanks for going for me.
Amen. Besides the milk, Noah? What do you want? Okay, besides milk.
Milk is fine.
Huh? I guess that'll be all, please.
Noah.
Thank you.
Hi, Noah. Look. Hi, buddy. Hi. So Noah is now off of all this crap, and he's free to walk around, huh? Here, show him that you can get up and give me a big hug. Oh, my big boy. Tell him how you're feeling.
I'm feeling good. Look at my pain.
I love you.
I love you.
Look at me.
Wow.
Say I love you, Mommy.
I love you, Mommy.
I love you too. Come here, let's go look outside. You want to see outside? Here. Walk. Look. Okay, get on the couch. Look outside.
Papa.
Maybe we see Papa. What else do you see?
Car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see? You see all the cars passing by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see McDonald's guy.
McDonald's guy? His name's Ronald McDonald. I see people.
Look at Doggy.
Doggy. Can you dance? Dance, 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 dance. Dance. Look, it's Daddy. Look, look, wave. Wave to Daddy.
I am.
Look, Daddy's dancing, look.
Hi.
Noah's using his magic wand.
You got it.
¿Tienes sueño? ¿Tienes sueño? ¿Se acaba de dormir?
No, y yo como una hora casi de día.
¡Ah! Enseña, mira. Mira, Noah. Abril. Abril.
Pónselos ahí, mami. Te habla yo.
¿Mira cómo le mandó Julie?
Mira, abre. Ven a mí. No, pues aguante que yo sí estaba mal.
Dibujos de cada niño de la clase de Noah. Este dibujo lo dibujó Julie. Ella solita le puso las palabras que no, hasta la fecha no sé qué quiere decir. ¿Ah?
I love you, you're the best, ¿no? Me imagino.
Oh, sí, you're the best.
Sí.
Ella sola puso sus palabras. Yo pensé que no iba a dibujar, pero este dibujo, mira, dibujó y le dije a cada niño, le pregunté cuál significado tenía y ella dijo, esta es la familia de Noah, este es Noah, este es Emiliano, este es su mamá y este es su papá. Y esto significa de que ellos están saliendo del hospital y están felices.
Ah.
Este dibujo lo hizo Iván, pero no tiene traducción. Su mamá aquí le quiso arreglar y le puso algo en inglés, no sé qué sea.
Mejórate pronto.
Ah, ok. Y aquí tenemos el siguiente dibujo. Este dibujo fue de Elías. Elías dice que su dibujo es una pizza y un pan que va a comerse Noah cuando salga del hospital. Que no le gusta la pizza, por cierto. Y este es de Abril. Y le dije, Abril, ¿qué dice tu dibujo? Abril dice que este dibujo significa que pronto jugarán juntos Noah y ella y se sentirá bien y jugarán bajo el arco iris y el sol.
Oh, qué bonito.
Everybody's so nice for bringing you so many things, Papa.
Noah, parece aquí, parece
Sí. Come on, Noah. They're trying, baby.
A comer. Are the nurses watching you?
So today is Tuesday. It's a weird day today. They wanted us to go home, but then Noah started vomiting. So I think, I think God is kind of working things so that Noah's telling us, no, not yet. And then we also noticed that this side is very swollen right here, and it's very soft. So They think that he's getting a lot of liquid, like just kind of floating around. So they said definitely not going home, which I'm relieved because I don't feel ready. I don't think he's ready to go home. So yeah, let's see what today brings. So this is what I'm talking about. All this is liquid. All this.
Is that why your forehead felt weird?
Yeah.
Daddy went to take a shower, huh? We are watching Paw Patrol. Noah needs a nap, and Mommy does too.
Mama need nap and we go playroom.
Yes, I told you, take a nap and then we'll go to the playroom. We need rest. Bella. Good girl. She's so cute. Just woke up from a nap. Noah's still asleep too. The swelling's the same. We're waiting to see what they tell him about his labs.
They look good. Yeah.
Going to get a CT scan. The CT scan is done. And Noah wanted to go to the garden for a little bit. And it's really windy and cold today, but I think it's good for him to get some air.
We have stuff at home though, in the. Yeah, it's down the street. Stop sign. Which way you want to go, this way or this way?
Oh, we didn't start the day off right, but we're ending the night blessed. And once again, we see God's mercy all over the situation. So the CT scan showed that there's nothing to worry about, I guess, right? The liquid is just from the surgery, but it's expected. And he has no infection. The swelling in his brain actually went down, thank God. And his blood work came out normal. So we shall call today victory, right?
Amen.
And my spirits are high because we had company and I was brought a gift. These flowers. Not only does it put me in a good mood to when people think of me, but also the fact that these are my favorite flowers and these flowers make me happy. They just make me feel good. And thanks to my friend Valerie for giving them to me and making me feel hope today. Like every single time, God sees us through. And we just gave him a bath and he has new PJs on and he's tucked in with his surgery Elmo and his other Elmo. Good night, sweet little baby.
Good night, Mr. Noodle.
Say good night.
Good night, Elmo.
Good morning, Papa.
Good morning, Noah. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. How do you feel, baby? I'm guessing not good. All right, get back to you guys later. So the playroom is closed. So we're just walking around. We're gonna go in a circle. Cause this guy needs some activity. Huh, Noah? And then that would be an S. And people
Rubber.
Oh, yeah. I've been meeting you a lot. Whoa.
Do you like it?
Your brother got it for you. You want some? Or later?
Are you tired, Squeaky?
He doesn't like the
You know
attention.
how he gets like when he gets attention, he gets
Oh,
Huh?
shy.
He
Yeah.
had surgery. Well,
Grandma said she misses
Look
you.
at Mom.
It's been a really long morning. It's 3:20 in the morning. And he keeps crying because his arm hurts. And I guess it's because his vein is irritated. But my poor baby has barely slept because of the pain in his arm. They just cleaned his head and he was just miserable. But I think the nurse was doing it too hard. Today I noticed he woke up more swollen right here. There's a lot more liquid. You could feel it. It wasn't like this yesterday, so we'll see what the MRI says. Para allá.
¿Se aguanta? Ven.
Abby.
Andas muchos carros, órale.
Wow, no, nos fuimos a un carro.
There's bubbles there. All right. Can I get a big smile? Careful. Can you blow some bubbles this way, please? Wow. Don't jump, baby. Don't jump, okay? Let me see your shoes. Bingo and Rolly. Come here, Papa. Hi, beautiful boy. Hi. I love coming to the garden. It's so relaxing. And we get fresh air because we're tired of the room, huh, babe?
It is not by force nor by strength, but by my spirit, says the Lord of Heaven's armies. So what he's saying is like anything that you do is not by what you want to do, but by God's spirit.
We're going to the playroom.
Do it.
Say bye, Nino.
Bye, Nino.
Did you wet it? Let's start with.
Just give Noah a wipey bath because we're getting him ready for the MRI.
Oh, okay.
Somewhat.
Pictures.
You're gonna go to sleep for a little bit, okay? Okay, babe? I love you.
We love you, Papa.
Love
Very
you.
much. Hi, Noah.
Hi.
How do you feel?
Good.
You feel good? You woke up and took your medicine? Yeah? And what are you eating?
Gummy cereal.
What? Who gave you the candy?
You.
All right. I'm glad you're awake now. Guess what? I think we get to go home tomorrow.
So, Noah is in great spirits. What do you want to watch?
Bye.
Can you scoot back, please, and dance? Dance. Guess what?
Bye.
We get to go home tomorrow.
Bye.
Yay!
Bye.
God is good, huh?
Bye.
We get to go home. Paddington. You want to go home now?
Yeah.
No? You like it here?
Yeah.
You have really nice nurses, huh?
Yeah. But the too rough to clean my hair.
They're too rough when they clean your head? So today is the day we go home. This is all the stuff we accumulated in a week. I'll carry my flowers. I don't want those to break. Little man's still sleeping. Good morning, good morning. We're going home today? Yay!
You said no poking. I said I'm joking.
How do you feel? Can I get a besito? Can I get a besito?
Can I get a huevito?
Ay, baby. I'm glad we're going home, kinda. Can we just stay here
Why?
until your next surgery so you can be safe?
Yeah.
No. You wanna go home?
In the hands of Jesus. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Why are we changing Noah?
Because we're going home.
We're going home. And Daddy just told Noah, please don't ever make us come back for that same reason again. Right, Noah?
Yeah.
Whenever we do come back, it's because it'll be planned. Right?
Yeah.
Right, buddy boy?
Why?
All right. We're going home. For a week, we walked these halls. Tired, sad, and now we walk them in victory.